Good morning. Welcome back to Bible and Blues. Today we're going to be going through Psalm 74. So break out your Bibles and let's find out what's going on in our lives today. So thanks for coming to Bible and Blues. I am Cameron, your host. Before we get started, let's talk about if you like what's going on here. If you like digging into the Bible like this, and you know, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that little bell button, and so you can get notifications, so you can find out what's going on, and then we can dig into the Bible together, and we can have a conversation about what we've read. We can have a conversation about what's happening in our lives. I like to dig into that a little bit. I want to get to know you guys. So without further ado, let's start with Psalm 74, a maskil of Asaph. Why have you rejected us forever, O God? Why does your anger smolder against the sheep of your pasture? Remember the people you purchased of old, the tribe of your inheritance, whom you redeemed, Mount Zion, where you dwelt. Turn your steps toward these everlasting ruins. All this destruction the enemy has brought on the sanctuary. Your foes roared in the place where you met with us. They set up their standards as signs. They behaved like men wielding axes to cut through a thicket of trees. They smashed all the carved panels with their axes and hatchets. They burned your sanctuary to the ground. They defiled the dwelling place of your name. They said in their hearts, "We will crush them completely." They burned every place where God was worshipped in the land. We are given no miraculous signs, no prophets are left, and none of us knows how long this will be. Or how long will the enemy mock you, O God? Will the foe revile your name forever? Why do you hold back your hand, your right hand? Take it from the folds of your garment and destroy them. But you, O God, are my king from of old. You bring salvation upon the earth. It was you who split the skies, split open the sea by your power. You broke the heads of the monster in the waters. It was you who crushed the heads of Leviathan and gave him as food to the creatures of the desert. It was you who opened up the springs and streams. You dried up ever-flowing rivers. The day is yours, and yours also is the night. You established the sun and the moon. It was you who set all the boundaries of the earth. You made both summer and winter. Remember how the enemy has mocked you, O Lord. How foolish people have reviled your name. Do not hand over the life of your dove to wild beasts. Do not forget the lives of your afflicted people forever. Have regard for your covenants, because haunts of violence fill the dark places in the land. Do not let the oppressed retreat in disgrace. May the poor and needy praise your name. Rise up, O God, and defend your cause. Remember how fools mock you all day long. Do not ignore the clamor of your adversaries, the uproar of your enemies, which rises continually. Here ends the reading of God. Thanks be to God. Yeah. Wow. And, here's somebody that's tired. So here's somebody that's, I kind of hear, some things happening in here, which I can actually attune to today, to things that are happening today. And the amazing things the correlations between this time of Asaph and today, when people mock God, they do, don't they? If you get out there, if you do like what I'm doing, where you're out, you're putting yourself out there and reading, you're putting your faith out there, letting everybody, I mean everybody, know who you are and what you stand for. You're going to get a little pushback from time to time, and I've been called all kinds of things. It's actually kind of funny. And reading things like this helps to give me the strength to know that I'm on the right track, because I'm following the footsteps of some of these people. I'm certainly not suffering anything like what they did, but hey, I do. I can at least learn from their lessons. Can't I? So you tell me, how are you? Do you encounter this? Do you put yourself out there? Maybe you don't have a YouTube channel of doing this, but maybe maybe you have the little fish emblem on your car. Okay, and that gets different reactions. I mean, you're putting yourself out there a little bit. Maybe you have a not of this world decal on your car, or you wear a shirt that says something about Jesus, or just like, oh hey, sorry, I can't do that. I have church tomorrow morning, or we have a church function, and people and somebody puts out there like, hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Uh, maybe little things, but understand that this has been happening for thousands of years. For thousands of years, I mean, people think that, oh well, religion is a thing of the past. This is the thing that people did in the 50s. They like to go back to the 50s when no, this is these are challenges that the faithful have met for thousands of years, and there's people that have always mocked those of us who are faithful, and so it's not unusual. I've just recently I was called a retard because of it, and I'm like, harsh. I won't put you down as a subscriber. All right, talk to you later. There's not much else you can do with that. I mean, they're obviously incredibly hostile. They don't agree with what you're doing. And I mean, you can react one of two ways. Now, I've had one time where I reacted very poorly recently, and not very poorly, but I reacted poorly. I started being the person mocking. Okay, and that's not edifying God. That's not being a proper ambassador. I had another time where I got into it, and the person used responded. I put out a psalm, and this is all online, so this is just words on a keyboard. I mean, first off, I mean that's all that is. Nobody's coming at us with a sword. Nobody's trying to behead us here in the United States or in modern U.S. I mean, people aren't that's not a part of our society at all. There are places where that's a problem, without a doubt, and we should pray for those places where that's happening. But here in our society, this is not really a major issue. So nobody's trying to do that. So when a person comes up with with the words on the internet, first off, I don't not that worried about my reputation here. I mean, I'm doing the right thing, and that's going to generate the right thing for God, and so when the most recent when the more recent ones used 1 Samuel 15:3 and tried to talk about how God sent Saul in to completely wipe out the Amalekites. Always have trouble with those old words. They're like, how could you do that? How could you justify that? Well, okay, first off, I'm not justifying things, okay, but God, you have to think about a God that looks down upon the world from outside of time. Who knows what happened here and what's going to happen here, and to prevent this kind of thing, we do this, okay? And then when we don't obey and we don't do our part on that, other bad things happen, such as when Saul, kept a bunch of the Amalekites alive, even though he was told not to take them as trophies, and then he lied about it. Okay, so well, it's worth disobeying or lying about it afterwards. I don't know. Neither one's very good, right? So within 2 decades, there were enough Amalekites to capture David's family and hold them hostage. Within was it 200 years, there were enough enough that they felt strong enough to attempt to perform genocide on the Israelis, on the nation, on the tribe of Israel. So these things are going to happen. And how long were the Amalekites doing horrible things as a people that caused God to say these people have got to go? I mean, how many centuries were they, sacrificing their own children? How long were they being these, just constantly at war with the Jews? How long were these things happening? So you have to ask all the questions. And in this, and also in that time, also everybody, war was a horrible thing. I mean, you just went in and killed everybody. I mean, you would take over a village. I mean, yes. I mean, war is hell no matter what. But it was so much. It was definitely, without a doubt, worse then. There was no Geneva Convention. So, anyway, so I digress on that. Have you subscribed yet? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment down below for me. And I'll respond to it. I do. I respond to it. If you disagree with what I'm saying, if you think, hey, you're way off the mark, okay, Cameron, you don't know, you don't understand this passage this way. This isn't what it is. Or Cameron, you're pulling up stuff from the past that has no bearing on this. Or you know what? I've encountered people's actual violence because of my faith. This actually does happen in this society. Tell me about it down below. Tell us your story. Tell us what happened to you, because we do need to hear those things. Anyway, you got to go to work. I will talk at you later. Have a great day, and God bless.